Om Sri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. We were studying the 7th sloka of Amritatvasvanashaste vitye netye hi srutihi vraviti karmano muktehe ahetutvam sfutam yataha. So there we have seen from Brihadaranyaka Upanishad that yenaham na amrita syat yenaham kim puriyam. If through the wealth I don't get immortality, then what is the use of the wealth you are offering me? There is no use of the wealth for amritatva. There is the only valuable thing is wealth in our transactional life if we pay attention and importance. But if we don't pay attention, if we shift our attention to the liberation, then wealth is only the tool, madhyam. Now, the amritatva word many a times misunderstood. You know, in various religions, there is also the concept of immortality. Because what is immortality? Immortality means continuation. Continuation of a particular state. Like someone else is very sad. So immortality, if you put over there, means sad forever. So immortality means continuation. In every religion, there is the concept of immortality, but not in that sense where what the Sanatana Dharma has used. There, getting a chance to get a membership of heaven or membership of hell. If anyone, because the concept of heaven and concept of Swarga is not same. First, you have to know. Because we know English and we many times translate the words. The concept of heaven and concept of Swarga is not same. The vague or the nearest translation is heaven, because when the heaven word came, after 10 commandments, we get the word heaven in the dictionary. There something is depicted that this should be there, that should be there, or like that, like that. In our Shastra, Swarga is not that. Then, and in other religion, that concept of immortal or eternal heaven is promised after the death. Now, in 2020, we all want immediate joy. Everything we want immediate, immediate relief for anything else. Just look upon us how much adhairya we have become because of the technology. In my childhood, I can remember that my mother used to wait for arrival of my father for hours. There was no telephone, nothing else. We all used to, wait that when my father will come. Or like Krishna Amma's case, when her husband was in the ship. So for 9 months, 10 months, 11 months, and maybe one letter or maybe one phone call, it's very rare. But now everyone is having mobile phone, and if he doesn't pick up the phone, how much annoyed we become. Can't you receive the phone? Where is your phone? Means we are so impatient. So in that generation, they don't believe or they don't want anything. Maybe their scripture has promised. They don't want that what will happen after death. They need immediate solution. But in that case, we then and there conclude, oh, they are atheist or they are non-believers. So nice conclusion. We don't discuss, we don't think of it. In that case, Shruti's promise is so relevant. Shruti says, I will give you immortality right now. No after death business. You want to be an immortal? Right now I can give you. Though people misuse also of this concept. I can remember in 2016 maybe. Then I used to live in Himalayas. So I came down to Rishikesh, Kailash Ashram, something. Maybe studying for Viveka Chudamani or something like that. Swami Vidyananda ji came on that time, famous sadhu in Himalayas, for taking the class. Then each and every big crossing in Rishikesh, some Mukti Mataji, believe me, the hoarding, Nirvana in 1 week. That we are striving so hard, and so big advertisement that realized soul like that. Me and some others, 3-4 swamis, just went to see what kind of nirvana there. We saw, believe me, one Amma is sitting over there. She's well maintained in everything else. Believe me, she was giving 2, 3, 4 lines, taking out her kangi, kum. She was doing that and doing lipstick and everything else. And one person is ready to give the envelopes to everyone else. And after staying there for 20-25 minutes, because it happened after 15 minutes, then we all came out. In the gate, people told you can't come out without taking the Ashirvad of Mataji. Told that we don't need Ashirvad. No, you have to take. And where is your envelope? See how we are spoiling our things. And she was not any Sanskrit in English. She was telling in Veda, it has been promised that right now we can give you the immortality. I am not in the state of Vaidika rishis. That is why for me it will take 1 week. This is not like that. So the concept of immortality has to be understood that it is verily applicable for them also who are interested in immediate joy. They should understand that here immortality means the continuous existence of joy of perfection. The continuous existence of joy of perfection. Because the realized soul, if you translate, then the man of perfection. Not perfection means in the outerly world that he is perfect in the dress or anything else. Perfection means inner perfection, clear-cut thinking process. There is no vague idea. Straight away, he knows what is he, what the other people, what the world, what is the relationship with him and the world, and what is the actual reality. Clear? Everyone wants the continuity. The rich man, they also want his continuity in his wealthy life. And we have that power to find happiness in wherever we are. That is why in the slum, people smile, people dance, because in the condition they live, it's not the humanistic way approach of life. Once I was going, that Hastings area, have you ever visited? That second Hooghly Bridge is going up. Just beside that bridge, there is one road is going, main road is going to Khidilpur. Just below the bridge, so many families live. They have nothing else. They have cut the soil to protect their, bed and everything else. And I saw bed means that lump of, bricks. There is no electricity. No electricity. I have been there. There also, people are dancing, smiling, they are joking with each other. Means that actually we are going, because we are going to the happiness. Wherever we are, how much the terrific condition we are in, we find the way to smile.
In front of a tiger also.
Sorry?
In front of a tiger also.
It's a silly question. In front of the tiger means when you are coming, you have to see the situation. Now, you know, in the zoo, you are going for garlanding, you are accepting death in that way. In front of tiger means what? I am telling about the continuous situation, not in the sudden situation. If you say like that, then a Vedantic example is there. A person was chased by a tiger. And he was running and the tiger was chasing him. Suddenly, there was a valley. And he jumped from the valley. He thought that I will die anyhow. So at least I can save myself. So he saw that there was a river below, and the crocodiles have noticed, and they are just opening their mouth. Tiger is just in front of him, few feet ahead. What he has just caught hold, it's nothing but a snake. And a person has jumped means he must have the weight of 40, 50 kilograms, 60 kilograms. There was a honeycomb. So the person's condition, you just think how horrible it is. In that condition, he noticed that from the honeycomb, drop by drop, the honey is dropping. And he opened his mouth and enjoying the taste of the sweetness of the honey. So here also he found out the happiness in that severe circumstances. Clear? Vedanta is a very practical science, and we have to look towards the Vedanta in a very practical manner. There is an anxious impatience with law of finitude. The law of finitude. You will sit over here from next day. Okay. Because it's in a distance, you can't hear me. And that law of finitude that seems to whip man from all sides. The law of immortality in Vedanta indicates not a continuous and monotonous living in joy. It's finding himself. What is Vedanta's study is like the green room of a drama. How it is? Now when an actor, if you ever took part in any drama or anything else, you know the environment of green room. You know, the character the player takes, he become one with that character in that stage. But in green room, he is XYZ. He is Mr. Ram, Mr. Shyam, Mr. Jadu, Mr. Madhu. And they, oh, my part has come. It's the thing. I mean, because they know that they are not the character. They are playing the character. One very important Upadesha I heard from a Mahatma. Sadhu sajiyo na, sadhu hoyo. আর সংসারী হইও না, সংসারী সাজিও। কি সুন্দর না? সাধু সেজো না, সাধু হইও। সংসারী হইও না, সংসারী সেজো। That is the effect of Vedanta. That is the green room effect. The mental equilibrium which refuses to entertain any revolting or choking disturbances from without, this mental poise and intellectual dexterity which make it possible for the mind to rise in revolt against itself. This endless peace cannot be gained, says Shankara, through the wealth. Here, the limitation of the wealth has been discussed. How much the wealth can give. Wealth can give us, of course, happiness. Of course, no doubt. For the external world, for the sense pleasure, wealth can give us happiness. But wealth can't promise us continuous happiness. And we need continuity. We want to, the thing is, Vedanta never promised that your horrible situation will not come to your life. Vedanta deals with the internal things, and money deals with the external things. The thing is, the person who is established in Vedanta, it's like living in a room which is the glass room, where he can see the heavy storm. He can see the person suffering in scorching heat. There is heavy flooding rain, but not the heat, neither the heat, nor the rain, nor anything the heavy blow of air, nothing touches him because he is in the safe room. But working for the people, like arranging some safe room for the devastated people, arranging something else for the heat around people, but nothing is touching him. Think in that way, don't take it physically. A person of Vedanta means continuous peace, the flow of peace, mental tranquility, mental happiness, continuous flow wherever he is, because he knows everything else is either the problem or the trouble of the senses or happiness of the senses or pleasure of the senses. Got my point? Don't think that our acharyas were the idiotic dreamer. Many people think when Sanatana Dharma is promising immortality right now in this very life, many people think that they are just idiotic dreamer. But it's not that. Acharyas accepted the declarations of the Shrutis because of the bona fide character they have made throughout the years by several practices and temperament of the rishis, and that is why they declare it. They did not, like politicians, that who vaguely offer something else, promise something else, that we will give, and what they know that it's not possible to continue. The rishis, of course, they had no ashram, they had no mission, they did not have any agenda to run anything else. They were completely divorced themselves from the world of desire. Absolutely, they divorced themselves from the world of desires and demands. Why? To impute low motives for misguiding their generation would reflect only upon our lack of understanding of the literature. See, why we misunderstand our own literature? Anything. Our Puranas, our everything else, we misunderstood. We question, was it there? Or like that, anything else. When we study any Shakespearean literature, many times we read and go to the context, study the history of that time and everything else. So that's why it has a great effect on us for the Shakespearean dramas or like that, any good dramas. But here, when we come to the scriptures, we do not even try to understand the mental attitude of the rishis, where they used to live, how they used to live, their socio-economic condition on that time, what the purport of them to say all those things. Because it is the spontaneous thing from the rishis. Mantra drashta means they then and there uttered spontaneously. Like, that is why it's like the poem. You can't try to write any poem, that give me a full glass of coffee and shut this door and switch on the AC. Why? Now I will sit for write a poem. Poem comes automatically. It's like the fountain. Some novel, some upanyas, they have a scheme of writing, many characters and slowly thinking and all those things. But Kavita, the poems, it comes automatically, spontaneously. Shruti is like that. It came spontaneously. Because the lifestyle they used to live, they are all such great thinking and realistic thinking was very spontaneous. I will tell you something. Okay, we will start the number 8. Ato vimuktai prayate vidvan Sanyastavahyartha sukhas prihasan Santam mahantam samupetya deshikam Tenopadishtartha samahitatma Ato vimuktai prayate tavidvan Sanyastavahyartha sukhas prihasan Santam mahantam samupetya deshikam Tenopadishtartha samahitatma. Ataha, for this reason. What is the reason? I have understood that moksha is my ultimate desire. It was also, but we did not know that. Now, at least I have come to that conclusion that absolute liberation means absolute liberation of all the snarls of world and attainment of complete bliss is the goal of my life. Ataha word declares that. When a person understands that, what does he do? Vimuktai prayatita. How? He tries for getting that liberation. But how it is possible? Sanyastya bahyartha sukhas prihasan. बाह्य विषय मुझे कंप्लीट सुख देख सकता है, इस भावना को छोड़ देता है. How practical Vedanta is. Vedanta is not telling to adopt an artificial and peculiar life, that you have to leave your house, your sons, your daughters, and everything else. Of course not. Vedanta is telling just leave that bhavna, imagination, false imagination, that all those things, my wealth, my son, my daughter, my husband, my position, my possessions will make me eternally happy. Just leave this vague idea. Sanyasya bahyartha sukhasprihas san. Santam mahantam deshikam samupetya. I will come to all the words, but here just Santam means sadgun sampanna. Mahantam means udar hriday sampanna vyaktittva. Deshikam means atmagya purush. उनको सदगुरु के रूप में प्राप्त होकर तीन उपदिष्टार्थ समाहितात्मा, वो गुरु जो बोलते हैं, जिनको मैंने गुरु रूप में वर्ण किया है, ये नहीं कि गुरु आके बताए देखो मैं तुम्हारा गुरु, जिनको मैं मेरा जिंदगी में, मेरा जीवन में गुरु के रूप में अपनाया है, whom I have accepted as my guru, whom I have allowed to correct my life, to rule over my life. That guru's word, we have to take it, accept it. That is तेना उपदिष्टार्थ समाहितात्मा. उनका उपदेश को मन में लेकर समाहित हो जाना. When we become samahit, when we become one with that person, when we become in line with that, with the vision of that person, and samadhi is possible. In our life, we have seen sometimes we see जगत भूल हो जाता है, मोबाइल बजता है फिर भी हम लोग को सुनाई नहीं देता. Then someone else just give a jerk and we come to know, oh, something is happening outside. It happens for us at least 1 or 2 times in our lifetime or many times. So you have to shift that samadhi in some different aspect. That is the purpose of Vedanta. And what will happen? Vimuktaihi prayateta. That person will try. Prayatna means try to get liberation. This is not the concept of Bhagavan Shankaracharya. This is the concept of Shruti, concept of Bhagavad Gita. Acharya Bhagavatpad Shankara just reminded the things. What karma can do and what jnanam can do. We have to be very clear in that. So, karma will give us apraptasya prapti. And jnanam will give us praptasya prapti. What is apraptasya prapti? What is not yet attained, through karma, we can get that. Suppose I want to eat something else. Right now, I am having a desire to eat that. So, either I have to make it or I have to procure it, then I have to eat it, and then my desire will be fulfilled. That is called apraptasya prapti. And to gain these things, you have to do karma. Without karma, you won't get it. But suppose you have kept your specs over here and you are searching here and there, a top floor to ground floor many times. Then someone told, Are, what are you searching? Na my spec. Are, it is here you have kept. Oh, thank you. So Jnanam gives us praptasya prapti. What is already attained, but we did not know or we did not pay attention to it. Jnanam just shift our attention. So one thing to see, you can write some notes on it. Notes means the terminology I will use. First one is apraptasya prapti, second one is praptasya prapti. Then another things two terminology I will tell you. One is aparihritasya pariharaha and pariharasya pariharaha. I will explain it. This is you won't get it in the book. So first concept is aparihritasya parihara. Means I want to be free from sorrow and I want to attain happiness. Here attaining happiness is praptyasya prapti. And about sorrow, there is no sorrow in Atma. So, sorrow which I am going to remove, there is no sorrow exactly. That is called pariharasya parihara. I am going to remove these things which is actually not there. I am going to kill the snake in the rope, what is exactly not there. Because we misunderstood the rope as snake, and with that misunderstanding, I have gathered a lot of people with the weapons and everything else because we want to throw away the snake, which is not there. That is called pariharasya or parihritasya parihara. And aparihritasya or parihara is like that, which is actually there, and we want to remove it. Clear? Do you have any doubt? So Atma has no dukkham. So when we try to remove the dukkham from Atma, so how it is possible? That is pariharasya parihara, and that is praptyasya prapti. So both are simultaneous. Praptyasya prapti, pariharasya parihara. And those two are possible by jnanam. And what is possible by karma? Apraptyasya prapti and apariharasya parihara. Clear? Now, what here Ataha vimuktai prayatita vidvan. In the first line it is there. What is vidvan? Vidman means who has learned the life, or learner of the life. Actually, who wants to learn about the life and who has learned the life, they are vidvan. In Sanskrit also we get vidya dadati vinayam. How that vinaya comes? Because janmana jayati shudraha. That shudra manasikata we have from our birth. That is why if you see any child, the ants are going on like that, you will see how that child kill it like an animal. But when we come to know that we will not do like that, they have also life. They also get agony, pain. Through this feeling, through this knowledge, the same person restrain themselves from doing any hurtful work. So that is vinaya, that is vidya. Vidya dadati vinayam. Clear? So here vidwan means the learner, he may not have the degree of the university, but he learns from the universe. Maybe he has not gained any degrees from the university, but he has the feeling, the love, and the knowledge of the universe. He is the student of the universe, not the student of the university. And how that approach should be? Guru will not tell I am the Guru. In not a single thing. See, Bhagavan Rama knew Vashishtaji from his very beginning of his life. But Vashishtaji did not teach anything else to Rama. When Vishwamitra approached, then Rama took the disciplehood of Vashishta. And the Yoga Vashishta Ramayana started, and it's an absolute Vedanta text. Maybe 100,000 slokas are there, where in original Ramayana only 24 slokas, but Yoga Vashishta is having more verses than original Ramayana. It's a double volume of main Ramayana, that Yoga Vashishta. In Bhagavad Gita, we see Bhagavan Krishna did not teach anything else unless and until Arjuna approached. That I can't see any solution. Please teach me. I am your student. You are my teacher. Guru will not tell that I am a guru. Shishya will proclaim, you are my teacher. Please teach me. Sharanagati. And that Sharanagati how it comes, you know, how to come to the Guru with the approach of that. It's not that I know everything else. Maybe you know a lot of things, but your approach should be, please guide me, please teach me. That studenthood, shishvatva, you have to inculcate inside. Then only the Guru's words will appeal you. Hari Om Tat Sat. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Hari Om to everyone else.